In this morning's Healthy Living, a story of survival that is now a warning for others. A Dauphin County woman had a fleeting issue with her speech. She didn't necessarily think she was having a stroke, but she went to the hospital to get checked out anyway. And that turned out to be a life-saving decision.
I remember waking up and just not feeling myself.
In March, Shelly Marshall was recovering from a bout with COVID when she started to have brief moments of speech confusion.
All of a sudden, I couldn't talk. I couldn't get the words out that I wanted to say. Like, I knew what I wanted to say, but they weren't coming out.
The 47-year-old who eats healthy and runs 30 miles a week wasn't too worried until it happened in front of her teenage daughter on the way to school.
And my daughter even looked at me and was like, "Mom, are you okay? Are you having a stroke?"
Shelly is a digital marketing director for UPMC and decided to get checked in the ER as a precaution. She was not prepared for what they would find.
My CT scan showed that I had a 95% blockage on my carotid artery, and that they were going to alert, a stroke alert, and I was going to be transferred to the ICU.
Not only did she have a stroke, her life was in imminent danger.
I started to get worse, and so it became more clear that I needed treatment quickly.
She was rushed into a complicated and delicate surgery to unblock her artery using stents to restore blood flow to her brain.
I went in for 6 hours of surgery. I said goodbye to my daughter before surgery. I just said I loved her. I was able to get those words out, which I was happy about.
Thinking about, what's going to happen and stuff like that.
Shelly's surgery was performed by Dr. Bart Thatchy in the Neurological Interventional Suite at UPMC Harrisburg's Stroke Treatment Center, which just opened last October.
I'm glad that technology has reached to this point that we are able to do these procedures.
I'm lucky I had you.
Lucky we got it on time. I think that's more important. I think.
It's unclear why Shelly's artery was so blocked, and some on her medical team wonder if there's a COVID connection.
I'm not sure it can damage the vessel in this way or not. We still don't have data on whether COVID can affect specifically that, but I think COVID made things probably worse into promoting more clotting.
I just am so lucky. I just keep saying to myself, I am so lucky, and I will not take anything for granted at all. Like, I'm truly lucky. And I feel like I'm here for a reason.
Part of that reason, she feels, is to share her story, to warn people that strokes can sometimes have just one fleeting symptom.
If something doesn't feel right, go call 911, go to the hospital.
Shelly is getting stronger each day and has no permanent impairment. She credits her medical team and her boyfriend Lyle, a former emergency department nurse, for such a positive outcome.
And he didn't leave my side for 52 hours, so it was huge.
And she also credits her daughter Kenley and her reaction that morning in March, which convinced Shelly to seek treatment.
She told me, she's like, "I thought you were gonna die, Mom." We're that much closer for it. The two of us just went away for a week and it was just extra special because of what happened. I feel very grateful that I'm here and hope I'm here many more years to come.
UPMC says stroke is the 5th leading cause of death in the U.S. Again, Shelly is only 47. She eats healthy, loves to exercise, and does not smoke. And she says that lifestyle wasn't wasted. She believes it played a big part in her ability to not only survive, but to recover after this incident.
Wow, what a story. Okay, so was the main symptom the speech?
It was the only symptom at first. She continued to worsen once she got to the hospital. But at first, she had this fleeting issue. And I say fleeting because it resolved itself. It was just a couple seconds. And so she thought, oh, did I just have like I couldn't find my word. That happens to us.
Right.
You can't find your word. But this happened once or twice. And her daughter said, no. That was weird. You need to get that checked out.
It's so important when we hear people share their stories like this because of the fact, like you just said, the daughter recognized something and said, go get it checked out. So many times people would leave it alone, and that continues to get worse.
Especially because there was no facial drooping, there was no tingling in her arm, and the symptom resolved itself. It wasn't something that was lingering. So the fact that this happened in front of her daughter, and her daughter was smart enough to say, you need to go to the hospital, Mom, was huge in this case. So Shelley is just so grateful for her daughter, for her medical team. So she wanted to share the story in hopes of maybe helping someone else identify that symptom in themselves.
And Shelley doing well. It doesn't seem like there's any lingering problems.
She's really lucky. No permanent impairment after all of this.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Excellent job. Stay with us. We'll be right back.